Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with Made Me Heard 37. So, remaining in the Baron, the 58, got a flight down here. I was up in Michigan, I believe, somewhere in Michigan, way up here. Yeah, just south of Detroit, and there were some jobs around there, but it's been actually probably a week or two since I've flown Air Hauler 2, just doing other stuff. And so I've had that, we have an employee, Caitlin, she basically flies the plane around. She's done a bunch of jobs, and at one point she was down, I don't know if she's still in here now, I don't think she is, down in Myrtle Beach, and she left the plane there, and that's where we're going to jump in. We're going from Myrtle Beach, MYR, down to near Jacksonville, KHEG. That is not the big Jacksonville, not the international airport. As you can see, I guess probably just to the west of it. I actually have scenery for big Jacksonville, but I guess that's kind of worthless now if we're not going there. We might actually have a base there at one point. Because I talked about going down to Myrtle Beach, I know, in the last episode and creating a base there. But since this job pays so much, we're going to kind of bypass that and just go straight on down. Because you can see it pays almost 22 grand taking some cell phones down there. So maybe at some point, heck, maybe even coming back because there may not be any jobs there. And we could, in fact, isn't that Hilton Head right there? Yeah, that's kind of sweet. Oh, that's from Raleigh. That's kind of cool. But yeah, that'll probably be our next base. And now that I've clicked that off that, I hate how that works. The new Air Hauler 2. Alright, so let's go ahead over to Flight Sim Commander and look at this. Myrtle Beach, as you can see, the wind is coming from the south-southeast. Meaning we're going to take off on runway 18. That's a heading of 177 degrees. Over here at Hurlong. Yeah, you can see just to the southwest, I guess, of Jacksonville International. Oh no, I dragged that. I hate that. As you can see, the wind is basically coming from the east. Make sure I get that centered. It's kind of a weird layout. These crisscrossing runways. It's kind of weird. But we're going to land out here on runway 7. Heading 071 degrees. The airport elevation is 85 feet. So just kind of an odd layout with the crisscrossing there. See some odd looking airports at places, I gotta say. Alright, but with that, I'll go ahead and close that down. And let's go ahead and fly this right now. B58. I'm gonna have to move myself down there. Estimated range 254. What did we say this was? 251. So I want to put some more fuel in because I don't know how much we actually use in this plane. That'll give us an extra 150. Let me move it up to like 500. That's good right there. I mean, we're definitely not going to use that much, but I'm not sure how much we exactly use in this plane yet. So I'm just going to double it up. That could give us a good estimate on how much it's going to use. Since it's almost exactly twice as much. Switch this over to VFR, even though that won't matter. We're going to the southwest, so yeah, let's go like, let me say we go like 10.5. I don't think this thing is pressurized, but I think 10.5 will be alright. You know, let's move this to PM, and 12, move that to 2, so I'll put us, what, at 9:21, so that'll be alright. Ramp GA large. That's probably, we don't want large. I don't know if they'll have anything small. Here's that's at a gate. Daggone it. All right, we'll just go with a gate small. And with that, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are on the plane, and maybe I picked the gate, but I thought, maybe did I not click over from last position? Because we're in the middle of a runway. Did I not move from last position? I thought I was picking the gate. I must have just picked the gate, but never moved from last position, maybe? I'll have to go back and look at that, because we're in the middle of the damn runway. I think this has happened before in another plane. Alright, I need to pause for 1 second. Alright, so of course we got the procedures for this plane. I hope everything is off. No, not everything is off, so I'll make sure everything is off down here. That all looks pretty good. Put the parking brake on. We should be good to go. Just gotta remember to, it doesn't actually say which engine to start with. When you read through it like the first time, I didn't realize it was talking about one single engine, and then later it says, now do it with the other. And it's like, damn it. Alright, so let's go ahead. Mixture control. Full rich. I'm going to start with the right engine. Prop goes to high RPM. And let me get rid of this yoke real quick. Okay, so throttle goes to full open. And then fuel, actually it doesn't even say to turn on the battery. I know I need to turn on the battery, obviously. So I'll go ahead and do that. Fuel boost pump goes on until we reach max fuel flow. As you see, it went up. So that is off. And then we'll close the throttle here. And open it up about a 1/2 inch. That should be good right there. Now we'll go ahead and hit the mags. Sounds like it started. Now we want it around 800 to 900 RPM. We're just over it there at about 1100. So bring it down a little bit. That should be good right about there. Now we need to make sure we have oil pressure, at least 10 psi within 30 seconds. As you can see, we do have, looks like we're a little above 20, so we're alright there with the oil pressure, so that should be good. Let's go over to our alternator switches. Right alternator is on. Let's check the voltages. I gotta remember exactly where it is. See, there's the volt load, but I thought we had a... Now see, it's with the, well, that says prop amps. Voltages. I'm not really quite sure where the voltages are, to be quite honest. Nothing up here. See, there's the load and the bus volts down at the very bottom, I guess. That looks like it's clear to the right. Let's go ahead and look at that. Yeah, that's got, I think we want about at least 28. And that looks like that's about right. So that, I guess that would be good. And the red start annunciator is off, so that's what we want. Alright, now using the same procedures, we start over with the left engine. So let's look at that. Mixture control, full rich. Prop goes to high RPM. I love how that, you can see that actual blade switch like that. I like that. High RPM. Throttle will go to full open. Let's turn on this and we'll look for the fuel flow. To hit peak, that's off. Okay, close the throttle. At about 1/2 inch, I'm going to move that just a little more. Magnetos. That sounds good right about there. Let's bring her back to about 900 RPM or so. By the way, it didn't mention this in the procedures, but I know we need to have the cowl flaps open. They're closed. Actually, I was thinking about that earlier. It doesn't say anything in the procedure, but those do need to be open. So they can better be cooled. Alright, so we do have oil pressure over here. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn the alternator on. Bus volts and everything still look good. Let's see, the start annunciator is not on, and that's what we want. Alright, after starting in taxi, we can go ahead and turn the avionics on. I'm going to go ahead and turn prop sync on just for now. Exterior lights as required. See, it did. I should have looked at that because it didn't say anything about beacon or anything. Daggone it. Beacon needs to be on. I'll put the nav on. It's just kind of annoying. I'll go ahead and turn the pitot heat on. Stall warning heat. I think that's all we need right now. Because the exterior lights are fine. And we'll go ahead and turn on the taxi light. We're on the runway, so I'll go ahead and turn on the strobes and landing lights as well. And it's 177 is our takeoff heading. Probably behind us, I'm guessing. Got somebody on the move over there. Here I am being a jackass on the runway. Wouldn't you know it? Alright, 177, got that in. Alright, is there an area where we can actually get off right real quick? See it ahead of us. Alright, let's go ahead and get off the runway because we got to do our run up. So let's just get off the runway. By the way, let's go ahead and turn all this on. I'm going to turn this one. So we've got a map. Make sure to get all these messages off. Alright, let's get off this runway to the left. I don't think we actually impeded anyone. There might be a plane down there right next to the runway. Let's just pull right over here. Now I need to get these lights off. Landing lights and strobe can go off. Nice, so let's just do a little UE up here. While I'm thinking of it, can I not turn that? Guess I can't turn the enter knob. Let's just pull a little UE here. And pull up to the line here. Alright, let's go ahead and throw that parking brake back on. Alright, seatbelts and all that stuff we don't want to worry about. Fuel boost pumps are off. All instruments have been checked. Everything looks good. Except for our transponder, I've noticed. 1234. 1200, or you could just, well, I don't know if you can get BFR or not. Alright, so all instruments checked. Fuel indicators, I was looking at the quantity just a little bit ago. It looks good. Mixer, they're both full rich. Starter energized and this here lighter check. It's off, so that's good. And now we want to go up to 2200 RPM. There's 2000. 2100. Just a little more. There's 2200 right there. Exercise the props. We need to move back a little bit so we can actually see a little better. To get a 200 to 300 RPM drop. There we go. To the right. Should probably turn prop sync off, I guess, when you're doing that. Alright, so the throttle's down to 1700 now. Down even more. Alright, that looks about good right there, 1700. Check the mags. Yeah, that's right there, backwards. That looks good, although I don't think Carenado actually has any, like, I don't know that Carenado does that with this plane, that they actually work like that. So that looks good. Now they actually come down to 1,500. And it says feathering check. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure how you do the feathering check unless you just bring it all the way back, and I don't think you actually do that because you can actually damage the shaft and everything, so I don't want to do that. So it looks like everything is good there. I'm going to bring the power back. I'll go ahead and set the flaps. Bring back my yoke for a second while we do the control check. Everything looks good there. Rudder pedals, everything looks good. Doors and windows are locked. Parking brake off, and we'll go ahead and take off. Just kind of looking. And as we climb, the props will go to 2,500. It says fuel boost pumps off. It doesn't say to turn them on for the takeoff, so I'm guessing that's all good. Let's go ahead and turn on the landing lights and the strobe lights. Guy's taking off. Spirit Airlines. Alright, let's go ahead and enter the runway. Is there a guy moving over there? I'm not sure. Do a rolling takeoff. Alright, here we go. Well, off to the left, trying to get back to the right. Airspeed is alive. So 80 knots. Let's go ahead and rotate. Tapping the brakes. We have a positive rate. Gears coming up. Airspeed looks good. Let's go ahead and retract the flaps. Oh, that really brought the nose up there. By the way, I need to check my GPS. I need to hit CDI. That's kind of weird. It brings the... You know, I clicked on the map when it actually took it off, and it brings the messages back. Just kind of dumb. To the right, I set this GPS to 10.5. I gotta say, I kind of don't remember how to use the autopilot in this thing. Like I say, it has been a little while. Turn to the right, we actually just shoot down the coast. Trying to hit these buttons and stay away from my mic. Autopilot, flight director, and yaw damper. Let's go ahead and hit nav. Now I don't know if it's armed for the altitude. I'm gonna go ahead and hit vertical speed. And we'll set it at 1,000 feet a minute. Now we need to go ahead and bring the props down. I'm going to actually pull back on the power a little bit as well. Doesn't look like we're getting our 1,000 feet a minute. Back at 1,000, see if it works this time. like a 225. Whoa, wrong one. .225. Let's bring those props down to 2,500 right here. I have to get back on the power a little bit. I think I came off it a little too much there. That looks good, although now we're over the 1,000. We look good right there with everything else. Move my view and that'll all go away. Yeah, cruise climb, it says mixture full rich, which it is. Cow flap says required. When I get up to 10,000 or so, we'll close them. But for now, they're so open. It actually says power full throttle, so I'm going to go ahead and get back on the power just a little more. We weren't off it much. Engine temperatures, we'll just monitor those. The fuel boost pumps are, of course, off. And it does have a fuel flow schedule. Working up on 6,000. So it says about 20.3 to 22.3 on the fuel flow. Yeah, we're 20.3 to 22.3. We're full rich and down at 14. So that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. And on cruise, we keep the cowling flaps closed, set the power, no boost pumps, all this as required, we won't need them. And the mixtures set using the EGT. I think we should go ahead and lean them a little now. Everything looks pretty daggone good. By the way, it says desired track 225. And I do have it on 225. This is just some bad winds. Now it's actually coming back. This is kind of nice, just shooting down the coast. Let's go ahead and look outside for a little bit. I have no idea what area that is. I don't know how far from Myrtle Beach we actually are. It's messed up. We spin around just to make sure we don't get any ground gremlins. openLC North America. I don't know what the white's about. It's a little less dense over this way. Jump back in. We need to go ahead. Let me get on the autopilot and decrease that to 700 feet. I mean, as you can see, our airspeed has been dropping. It's actually lowered to 500 feet a minute. Hopefully that helps. You would think the parent could climb a little better than that. You know, twin engine plane. Here we go. It looks much better with that over there. The airspeed went up a little bit. Go ahead and lean these out a little more. Still had them at 90%. Yeah, I'm thinking about prop sync. I have it off. I thought you have it when you're cruising, but I know you don't want it on when you land, just in case something goes wrong with one of them. You'll end up losing power in the other for them trying to keep up. Or stay synced, I should say. Yeah, we got 238 miles to get there. By the way, the landing heading, I'm going to go ahead and move my course over there. Landing heading 071. I like having that set. Alright, well, we got about a little less than 15 or about 1,400 feet to go here until we get on to our cruise. So I'm going to go ahead and speed her on up, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright everybody, slowing it down to normal speed. We're here in Jacksonville. We just passed Jacksonville International. Coming up on 4,000 feet here. We want to be down to 1,100 around the airport. Let's look at this here. I would go ahead and I'm going to turn off the defroster. I turned that on because we were coming down into warm moist air. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Fuel boost pumps are off. Cowl flaps is required. I'm going to keep them closed. Mixture controls, full rich. High RPM here. I want to turn prop sync off. No, it doesn't say that. And then we'll put the landing gear down. Maximum speed 152. And then that's at 15 knots and 30 knots. The maximum is 122. Altimeter is set, so everything looks good here. Let's set up ATC. Nearest airport list with the KHEG. There we go, her along. Tune into the traffic. Runway for landing is runway 7. Full stop landing. And that's our position. Yeah, 1,100 will put us about 1,000 EGL. Just making once again sure that those are all full. We're running at about 80%, I think, on the power here for most of the cruise. I'll go ahead and pull back on the power a little bit. As soon as I started leaning out, I didn't realize that we were running that rich on that cruise. And as soon as I moved it down, we got a lot more power out of the plane. Need to come out to the right a little more. I think that's us right there. And actually, when they come in at 45, would put us at 206 degrees. Put us at 1,000 right there. Might have needed to come out to the right a little bit more because, like I said, 206. I think that's is that our runway? See, I'm kind of confused with all the runways here because we're going almost perpendicular with our runway. So I think we want to be out here and then come in and hit it at right there. So that was bad by me. Pull back on the power some more, reset the altimeter. Now let's go. Oh man, that'll put us about 206 right there. Well, that got things a little more interesting. Zero visibility. Well, not zero, obviously, but bad visibility. 2 miles out. Didn't really come in how I wanted to come in. We'll go to a heading of 251 here. Yeah, that wasn't how I wanted to come in. Let's go to 251. Put us downwind. And it's so hard to see now. Guess that's going to be us right there. Move 4 degrees over. Actually stay perpendicular. We actually came over a little bit due to the wind. Gears coming down. We can go ahead and put the flaps out to 15 degrees. I believe there's only 2 notches, takeoff and approach. now it would be 161. Very briefly. And really we can turn to our heading of 071. Might turn a little early here actually. It's gonna be, we can't even see it. Gonna get on the power just a little more. Okay, so we can see it now. Kind of. Getting more on that power. Autopilot coming off. I want to get going too fast. Calling that we're on final. I'm going to go ahead and put the full flaps out. We're a little off to the left, so we did turn a little early probably. Pulling back on the power. I can see that we're high. It's kind of hard to judge exactly how high until we can get a little better visibility here. Bringing down the power to get down a little more. I think we're actually way too high. We don't have the longest runway in the world either. That'll be good. Oh no, we crashed. Oh man, we ended up getting way too slow. Landing was dangerous, heavy damage. Yeah, it wasn't a very good simulation of a crash either. Oh man, we just, jeez. I should have had a much better effort than that. Damn it. I don't know, that might be our worst landing yet in Air Hauler 2. God, I thought we had a little more grace room there. A little room with the speed. Damn it. That's a horrible simulation of the crash, though. Man, I heard that stall horn. I was like, oh, that's way too early. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. No, well. It's a learning. I guess at least with this plane, it's gotta learn. I thought we just had a little bit more room there on the speed. Landing lights and strobe lights coming off. Flaps are up. Cow flaps. Let's go ahead and open them. I need to go ATC until everyone more clear as well. Clear of the runway. Fuel boost pumps as required. We don't need them. Alright. Yeah, that's kind of annoying that we did that. So I can't get off. I guess if you just hit altitude right there, it will come off. There we go. I'm going to lean this out a little bit. I don't know if we really need to lean it in this plane or not. It doesn't actually tell you to when you're taxiing, but I'll just do it in case. I'm kind of want to see how much fuel we used. So like I said, I ran at about 80%, and it still wasn't all that fast, I gotta say, on the cruise, even though after I leaned it out and everything, which gave us a lot more power, like I say, when we did that. I do not want to park by the fuel pumps. I think guess maybe we can just go straight on down here. Or is there another one where you can peel off to the left? Let's see where that next... What happens if we park straight ahead? Oh, that is a parking area straight ahead. That's the easiest. I see that flight director and everything is still on. Should probably turn that off piece by piece and then hit it. Alright, we'll stop her right here. And we'll get rid of this yoke. Parking brake coming on. Propellers, high RPM. Throttle's around 1,000. So it actually wants up. I don't know why. Fuel boost pumps are off. Electrical equipment off. Let's go ahead and turn this all off. So we can get off mixture control. Well, I think electrical. I think it wants the avionics as switches as well. Avionics master will come off. Let's get the stall warning heat, pitot heat, prop and windshield heat. Go ahead and turn off the nav. Taxi's off. Mixture controls. Idle cutoff. Magneto start switches go off. Let's see, battery alternator switches off. Alright, and so I guess that's it. Let me make sure I got the beacon still on. We can turn the beacon off. Alright. Let's go see how much damage I did. Guess I'm kind of lucky because I was going to point this out. We went over 1 million today, but after we pay these damages, it's probably not going to be there. There. Although we got 21 grand. Hopefully we didn't just destroy this plane absolutely. Finish the flight monitoring. Alright, took off at, let's see, 2:35, landed at 4:19, so it was an hour and 44 minutes. Takeoff fuel 461, landed with 275. Max altitude 10,506 feet. Max pitch negative 14.9. Max roll 25.08. Max speed 182.59 knots. Minimum G is 0.425. If I can get this down here. Alright, minimum G's exceed 0. Max G is 9.9. Max G is exceeded 0. Shouldn't 9.9 be exceeded that? When we freaking stalled it, although it says stall false, but that's what we did on that landing. Overspeed false. Landing description dangerous. Gear down true, land on surface, or land on asphalt. Yeah, no damage to the runway, but 31%. Holy hell, that's... I don't think I've ever had a landing to 31% before. Landing vertical speed 942 feet a minute. Landing speed 77.7 knots. Landing pitch negative 1.49. Landing roll 0.03. Landing heading 75.52. Landing wind speed 6. Direction 189. Yeah, just when we're flying this plane, we need to pay a little more attention to the landing speed. I can't believe I did 31%. Ooh. Let's see how much it's going to cost here. Left gear, yeah, so we damaged the nose gear. So if it's 100%. Wow, repair costs 56. Ooh. We just brought in 21, so that's already down like 35. I don't know what we did on our last one. Yeah, we destroyed the gear on that. Ugh, that took us over just over 1 mil. $194 to spare on the 1 mil. Yeah, that was absolutely terrible. Just wasn't paying enough attention to the speed, obviously. Where's that one going? That pays a lot, but man, I don't know if I want to get that. I don't think I want to get that far away. Because I want to go up here to Hilton Head. Probably on the next one, we'll probably do a passenger flight up to Hilton Head and open up the base. KHXD. Let's see how much it costs. That is not what I wanted. Oh, so I'll have to move this thing. Oh, now I can't do a passenger flight. I'll probably have to just position it over there myself because I can't get this in the passenger configuration. That's right. That sucks. So we'll probably just have to ferry it up there. I wonder how much fuel is. Could we? It would be nice if we could just make it worth our while to carry it up there with fuel. Let's see. I believe that's going to be Hilton Head right there. 610 and 525. 590 and 5. So if we took Jet A up there, we're going to pay 5, and they're some up there for 5 1/4. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll take fuel up there. I think you can do that. I don't. And make money. I thought you could somehow. Well, yeah, offload from the tanks only. Well, but it says from tanks only, so I don't know if we can or not. It says from tanks only then. I'll have to look at that in the next one. Daggone, I have no idea what the hell that was. Something bad just happened. Somebody crashed or something outside. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. Hope y'all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.